You're listening to Shift, Human First Financial Guidance with Ross Marino.
Today, we are shifting the conversation with Robert Sofia, CEO and co-founder of Snappy Kraken. Hello, Robert.
Hello, Ross. Good to be here.
Great to have you on the show. I missed Jolt last year. I'm excited to be able to attend this year. I'm looking forward to it. But of course, it's an event. It's a conference, and Jolt is a major undertaking. And I know it was your idea. And there was probably a time where you were just thinking about it and you thought, you know what? We have to do this. We have to do this conference. Can you talk about what led up to that?
Yeah, that is actually the thought process. We have to do this. I don't think I knew how much work it was going to be when I decided to do it, like many things. But the reason we decided to do it was because I knew the industry needed it. I looked out at the event landscape, and I recognized that advisors rely on events a lot for growing their business, for investing in themselves. It's been part of the industry for as long as I've been in it, almost 20 years. And yet there's not a single event that was just focused on advisor marketing. And I as a marketer and an advisor and being in this space, I see at the events that the marketing topics are always very well attended. Advisors are interested in them. And I said to myself, there's got to be a marketing conference. And if I don't do it, somebody else is going to. So I better get it done. And that was the start of Jolt.
I love it. I'm glad you did it, and especially the theme that you have. Now, I had looked at some of the testimonials from last year, and one stood out to me. It was a guy who said, he's talking about advisors. Everybody looks the same. Everybody's doing the same stuff. So when it comes to marketing, let's start with that. What is everybody doing, and what is the same stuff that we see over and over?
Yeah, and everybody is a large generalization, and I'm often reluctant to really throw everybody in the same bucket because not everybody is doing the same thing. But I will say that when you look at the majority of advisors, they are just going along with the crowd. And that usually involves either they have a pretty canned website with some canned auto-posted marketing. There's not really a strategy. They like to check the boxes. Like, oh, hey, I'm going to buy this solution from this company, and they're going to do my social media, they're going to do my emailing, they're going to nurture my list, they're going to send out my birthday greetings, they're going to do all this stuff, and I'm just going to check, and swipe my credit card and be done. That's what most of the industry is doing. Now, the advisors who put a little more attention, a little more care into it, and a little more effort, a little more investment, well, they're not doing that. Or if they're doing that, that's just maybe what they consider baseline or table stakes, and they're adding on to it. But most advisors aren't. They're just sort of running their business and taking whatever they can get and letting all this marketing just sort of run in the background on autopilot without really thinking about their strategy.
Yeah, and I have to say, I've been guilty of that. I hadn't touched my website for, I don't know, 6 or 7 years. And then as we were preparing for our conference, I was visiting some websites of some of the advisors who were attending and actually got intimidated. Thought, man, these sites are so good. And there's the why story, and it was so human. And then I thought about not touching my site for 6 or 7 years and thought, okay, reboot my site. Here we go. I got to get up to speed on this. So it's not an easy thing to do. It certainly takes effort. We know that it's necessary. And it really is kind of a shift how we normally communicate. And I remember going to the Jolt site for this year, 2023, and that video. I have watched that video multiple times. It just cracked me up with the guy yelling, "I'm a fiduciary." You eventually in the video say, "Talk to me like a human being." Can you talk about what that means?
Yeah, that's really a grandized version of what we actually think of a lot of advisors doing with their marketing. And that's because they're using buzzwords and they're using whatever they hear in the industry is important as a differentiator or what they should be doing, and they're putting that out in their marketing. And what they're forgetting, and what the character in our video is obviously forgetting, is that people who we are trying to attract as clients usually don't speak the way that we speak inside the industry. So the idea of that video is stop using the jargony, fluffy industry language and talk to people like a human being. So the character running around saying, "I'm a fiduciary, I can give you peace of mind." Comprehensive financial planning. Well, those are all things we say in the industry, but people don't talk like that. People say things like, "How are you going to help me?" And you say, well, I'm going to help you by doing A, B, and C. And it's very clear. It's very straightforward. It's very black and white. It's simple vernacular. And so that's just one example of where I think advisors tend to misstep. And that's what the video is an ode to, because we're trying to promote the theme that human marketing at its core is how you connect with people. When I think about marketing, I really just think of it as human connection at scale. That's how I define marketing, human connection at scale. So talk like a human being, bring your personality into it, bring what makes you authentic, unique, human into the conversation. Talk to people like they're human beings, and it's going to go way farther. You're going to have way better results. In fact, even on our platform, we do a ton of email marketing and social media marketing. And when we do simple emails that are brief, to the point, written in a simple way from the advisor to an individual, they get tremendous response rates, high open rates, high click rates. When we send out a newsletter that looks like a newsletter and sounds like a newsletter, the open rates go down, the click rates go down, the response rates go down. Why? Because people want to connect with other individuals, not with some computer that remembered to blast a newsletter or send them an automated greeting. They want that human connection. That's what a lot of Jolt is about.
I love the video because it was fun. It was funny. It was surprising. You didn't see what was coming next. I think that's great for marketing to advisors like me. But when I'm doing my marketing, I'm now marketing to consumers, and I'm sure having fun is part of it. How do I figure out how much fun I can have, or is there a balance between being serious and being fun? How do I work through that?
Yeah, there is a balance, and there's no formula for that. And a lot of it depends on the personality of the individual. If you aren't a laid back person with a good sense of humor, well, you try to be funny, it's going to come across as forced. So it's really about being authentic to who you are. I'll give you an example. I used to plan a lot of client events, and I was working in a practice. The advisor who was running the practice, the founder of the practice, I was the VP of marketing. He had a unique skill. When he was in college and high school, he was in a band, and he was a great singer. And he sang country, by the way. So we actually put on a big client event. It was for charity. It was a Sing for Your Heart event. The money went and proceeds went to American Heart Disease. I forget the exact name of the charity. He sang. He did a concert for all of his clients. Now, some advisors would say, "Oh, that's not professional." And he was up there in a cowboy hat and boots, and the invitations we sent out actually included a picture of him from the 90s when he was shirtless in his jeans with a video, and he was ripped and toned, and it was hilarious because the clients were, "Oh, we've never seen Dale like this. Oh my goodness, look at this guy. This is incredible. Dale, you were so buff," And then he got up on stage and sang for his clients, and he brought a client up there to dance. And now that's not serious financial advisors don't do that, Ross. But it suited him. It fit him. That's just one example. And there are so many things. Snappy Kraken's a marketing company. We can make fun of an industry cliche. We can get away with that. How do advisors insert humor into things? I've seen advisors who share jokes online. I've seen advisors who make videos that are funny. I've seen advisors who do all kinds of things. And what really makes it work or not work is whether it's true to who they are with their clients. And so what I would say, really, to put a fine point on it, is don't hold back because you're afraid if what you're doing feels natural to you. But if it doesn't feel natural to you, don't force it either.
That is great advice. Well, I can't wait to go to Jolt. I made sure I was going in early, so I had plenty of time to adjust. And I hadn't had the experience in a while of looking at an agenda and feeling that at first anxiety of, I don't know which one I'm going to go to. And then the frustration of, I want to go to all of these. And it's been a while since I did that, and I'm looking forward to it. A lot of great speakers. I know you put on a great event last year. People were buzzing about it. Looking forward to this year. Robert, Sofia, great to have you on the show.
Thank you, Ross. Thanks for having me, and look forward to having you at Jolt.
Thank you for listening to Shift with Ross Marino. Please visit humanfirst.live to learn more. This show is for general information purposes only and is not intended to provide recommendations or advice. Speak with a legal, tax, or financial advisor before making any decisions. Past performance references are historical and do not guarantee future results.